Okay, hello. This is the IT show, and I'm Yaspin, and I'm solo again. And the reason why I'm solo is that Vedran is doing something else, and I wanted to get some things off my chest, so I decided to just go on and just record them. So let's go with the thing that bothered me the most today, and this is the amount of meetings. Today I had one of those days where I actually got scheduled three different things at the same time. And the reason why it bothered me is because it didn't used to happen. Before we were working from home, and before all the concept of I'm not in the office, I'm available online, and so on was even a thing. When you got a meeting, the meeting was there. You said, "Okay, I'm going to be president of the meeting. This is going to be it. This is a physical thing in the office," and that was it. Now it seems that everybody just seems to know that you are free. So, for example, I right now have my lecturing. I have my other parts of the lecturing. So I'm lecturing in the at the university. I'm lecturing at the certification. I have some meetings that are happening in the university. I also have some things to do on my PhD and so on. For some reason or the other, since this is the first week after the new year, almost all of those people decided that the Wednesday, the day that I'm recording this thing, is going to be the day that everybody is going to just create the meetings. So at the same time as my lectures, I also have two different things that are pretty important. And I think that one of those things that I need to actually mention is that the problem is not the meetings. The problem is that people don't care. People don't give you any more opportunity to say, "Okay, I'm unavailable because everybody else thinks I'm available." So you are not given the opportunity to just say no, because everybody says, "Okay, let's get this thing over with this day." And the reason why everybody just agrees is not that they are free. The reason mainly is because they are not actually interested in the actual meeting. They don't mean to attend. And this is the reason, this is the thing that I wanted to talk about. So, the number of meetings has actually gone up. Zoom and all the other video meeting platforms have reported that more or less they increased uh, when the pandemic came, so 5 years ago, they increased their daily meeting participants something like 30-fold. So from the numbers here is 10 million daily to 300 million daily by April 2020. But the thing is that the number of meetings has increased even more since the pandemic began, and then it stopped falling, but it didn't fall as much as was to be expected, because right now the platforms are reporting something like 55 million meetings, while it was before something like 10 million meetings before the COVID. So we are still at five-fold increase when it comes to meetings than we were before. Okay, a lot of people are working from home. This is okay. Workplace meetings in the office are becoming less frequent. Okay, because people are able to just go on a call. This is completely fine. But the problem is that a lot of those people that are attending the meetings are simply not attending. They're just simply there. They connect. They let the audio go on in the background, and they don't participate. So what we have done is we have increased the number of meetings. We have increased the number of people that are inconvenienced by meetings. And I'm the first one who is going to tell you, please let this meeting be an email. And then what we have created is the huge number of meetings that have absolutely zero reason to exist. Almost all the meetings that I attended today were more or less just presentations wrapped in a meeting, because everybody just logged in, waited for the person who created the meeting to just present what they had to do. And then there was a question of, are there any questions? None questions were asked, and that was it. So almost all of those meetings, I would say I had 5 meetings today, only one was important when it comes to actually having some input. I was trying to get some input, but the thing is that when you ask a question, and even if you ask a question, usually the answer is okay, we are already too late on this meeting. Let's schedule this for some other time. So suddenly we are wasting more time. We are not doing things that we should be doing. And also at the same time, those meetings make zero sense. So this is my first rant. And this rant is also something that I was, as I said, pretty much annoyed all day today, since I had to attend five of those at the same time, and or three of those at the same time, five of those in total today. And I think that I wasted in total something like 6 hours of my life. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention is something that we also mentioned in one of the episodes before, and this is the layoffs. Microsoft has announced that they are going to lay off at least 11,000, maybe up to 20,000 people this year. And this is only January. And it's not even double digit January, so it's 8th of January right now. And the thing that bothers me the most is that I have looked up the numbers for the Microsoft employments. The number of people employed in Microsoft has been stable. So they haven't increased, but it didn't decrease. So this means that Microsoft has the number of employees that is stable, but at the same time, they are letting go something like 10% of the workforce. The workforce is going to be replenished by somebody. And I strongly suggest that this is going to be the same people that are going to get laid off, but that they are going to accept that the compensation, the pay is going to be smaller. And this is just a way of corporations trying to get the value of the work down, because they have the AI as the big stick to threaten the employees. And I think this is completely wrong. It's not that it's morally wrong. It is, but it's also wrong from the perspective of all the employees that are being laid off. At the same time, being people who are going to be completely without any motivation. So if I'm if my compensation, whatever you call it, goes down, and if I'm expected to work more because AI is going to be replacing me, so I need to both work with the AI and also work better than the AI. There is no motivation for me to do actually anything. So I think that what we are doing is not that we are only paying people less, but we are also destimulating people from actually thinking, and we are creating worse and worse employees every day, and those employees are actually inclined to create worse and worse products. So it's not something that should be surprising to anybody that the products nowadays are getting worse, because people who are working on them are not motivated. They're using the tools that they don't like to use, and also we have simply stopped caring about the user. And since I'm the user right now, I do care about this problem. I want this problem to go away, and want the people who are doing the development and everything else to just do something and to make it better. So the Microsoft is going to only to be the one of the not one of many. I expect that almost all the corporations are going to go with the layoffs and the shrinkage of the population that works for them. In the end, it's going to be the same number. But I think that what we are losing in the process is the quality of the product and the intention to make the product better. So these are the two things that I wanted to rant about, and that I started to rant about. While talking about all of this, I also wanted to mention one more thing. What is the motivation for the IT worker nowadays to actually do his job? Because back in the day, when I was trying to start my IT job ladder, and when I was trying to start my, let's say, professional work as an IT guy, the technology itself was the motivation. Nowadays, the technology itself is complicated. It's okay. It's fine to be stimulated by technology, but the amount of technology out there, and I'm talking about technology like I would talk about a bottle of coal. The amount of technology is huge. Uh, it almost like people cannot be stimulated by a particular brand of technology or particular field of technology. Instead, we are getting people who are just going in for the money. And this stimulates a lot of us that are trying to do interesting things. When you're trying to work with team members who are not trying to use the technology, when people who are not interested in trying to understand the technology, it's extremely hard to do something good. So these are the three things. What do you think about those? Give me a comment somewhere around me, and see you next week.